So now let's introduce the global module. The global module comes with Node.js installation. Therefore, you don't need to require any module to use it. You can just use it directly. So one often used global module that is console.log, usually used for debug or print out the message. So you see, hello. So you can also use the keyword global.console. It's the same as the console.log. So see, these two is the same. We print out the hello world. So I love to use the console.log to bring out some object or array. It can easily be done by, there is an array. I can bring out the array like this. It's a pretty print of the array. I can use it to bring out object 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can use to print out the object like this. It's also a pretty print. So another console function I love to use is called console.table. So let's give you an example. So I have an array. Inside the array, I have two objects. So one have A 1, 2, 3, B 4, 5, 6. And another object, I have the same A 1, 1, 1 and B 2, 2, 2. So it's actually a table structure that I have two rows, and each row have the same column A and B. So if I use console.table to print it out, you will get something like this, a pretty print of a table structure. Okay, row 1, row 2, that is from the array, and then the column A and B. So there's another useful global function called setTimeout. So setTimeout have a callback function. It allows you to execute the callback function after a couple of time after a time period. For example, let me use 3 seconds. So 3000 mean 3 seconds, 1000 mean 1 second. So it is by 1000 unit. So I print out console.log 3 seconds later. Okay, so execute 1, 2, 3. You see, 3 seconds later. Okay, let me make it more pretty like this. So another similar brother function with a set timeout that is set interval. So if we use the same function structure, and you will see the result is every 3 seconds you will do a callback to our function. So every 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, you will call our function. So it will continue to execute until you stop the program execution. Okay? So how do we stop it? If we want to stop the set interval, we can declare a variable and set interval object. After set interval, it will return interval object. So let's do, if I want to only execute 5 iterations, let me put a counter. So each iteration, I will add a counter, plus plus, add 1, and then let us make it 1 second. So I can easily do, the counter means how many seconds has passed by. So after 5 iteration, let me put a if counter equals to 5. I will clear the interval. This is another global function. So clear the internal object that is returned from the set interval. So let's execute it. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Stop, the program stop. Because when we reach the 5 iteration, it will clear the interval. Therefore, the set timeout has been terminated. Okay? Sorry, set interval has been terminated. So another use for global object that is called file name, and also the directory name. By using these two global variables, you can get the current executing file and the current directory. Okay, you see, this is the main we are executing. This is from the file name, and this is the directory we are currently at. Similar, there's another global object called process. That means the current program we are currently use. I can use a function that is called CWD. If I execute it, it gets the same result as the current directory variable, that is dir name. So the process means the current main program we are executing. So we often want to do some input variable to this program. So we can add those variables into the application parameter. So for example, I want to input a parameter like hello world in here. So let me apply. So how do we get the input parameter to this program? We can use console.log process.argv. So see, if I execute it, it is array. The first element is the node.exe because we use node to execute our second parameter main.js. Okay, and the third parameter is hello. The fourth parameter is world. So if we want to print this out, we can print out like this process. The third element and also the fourth element. Because we start from the 0. So we print out the hello world. Okay. So finally, I want to introduce a useful global object that is called buffer. So how to use it? The buffer here, capital buffer, that is from the global module. I can type from happy. This is a string. I can pass this string using a specific code like ASCII. So after I use ASCII for this buffer, I can print out buffer to string. If I use hex, if I print it, you see, this is the hex code of the happy. 68 is H, 61 is A, P is 70, because we have 2P, and the Y is 79. Okay, so buffer is also very useful when you want to print out the international language. Like for example, we have buffer2. Let me type a Chinese. Okay, this means hello in Chinese. If you use the same ASCII to pass it, and then we print it out, it will only print, oh sorry, buffer2, because we have the buffer2 variable. It will print out a random character. Okay, So we can specify the right encoding UTF-8, the International Language Decode. So we can print out successfully with the hello. Okay, that's it for the global module.